ultimately determine your level of success. Join Bring On Success today and start living your dream. Visit bringonsuccess.com.
Oh, you had texted saying 1 minute.
Days at 1 p.m. to the Bring On Success radio show on Business 1110 KTEK.
The following program, paid for by Right Path Real Estate, does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station. It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guy that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Tom Perry.
Hot mics.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. I'm still getting things fired up in my studio. So I'm going to the Book of Faces so I can comment with all you folks this morning. So bear with me just a second while I do that. I know this makes for great radio, right? But, you know, this is life. It's just the way it happens. Real estate is not perfect. It's not rocket surgery either. Yeah, I said that correctly. But it is about relationships. And last night I was at an event. I was at a networking event down at, what's the brewery called? St. Arnold's. I was at the St. Arnold's Brewery last night. Good event. Went from 6 until 8:30. Met some folks. Ran out of business cards. I was giving out Veronica's business cards, and then we also had these. We normally like to read what we call collateral, right? It's stuff that people want to pick up. Most people fill their bag with it, never read it. They get a little bit overwhelmed with, all the people they meet, things like that. I actually had several people might be joining us on the radio show for the very first time today because they texted to 95577. That's a 5-digit code. They texted 95577 and texted the word listen, LISTEN, so that they got a reminder call this morning at 9. And so now hopefully they're tuning in, listening for the very first time. There we go. Now I'm up and going on Facebook. Hey, good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Andy. Nikisha, what's up? I'm just kidding, Nikki. That's so funny. All right, so what I'll tell you is we have a new mission statement at Right Path, and it's to help people create a life of abundance by shifting mindsets, implementing proven systems, and facilitating a community of action takers. Now, all that's to say that we see that the number one reason why people fail in real estate is, number one, their mindset is broken. And all that means is that there's so many things that they think about. They affect their decisions. And their decisions affect their actions. And their actions affect the results that they're getting on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. But what's happening is that people are wanting to come in and learn about, hey, what are some new actions I can take to get a different result? But it's difficult to change your actions if you haven't changed your decisions, and you won't change your decisions unless you change your thinking. So you've got to start with the thinking. Otherwise, I could teach you how. Give you an example. The illustration I use a lot, I'm going to share it here, is about baking a cake. If I'm in front of an audience, let's say there's 50 people in the audience, you can imagine mix of men and women, and I say, hey, how many of y'all have ever baked a cake before? And probably 2/3 of the room raises their hand. And so if we think about learning the transaction of doing a flip or doing a wholesale deal or doing a buy and hold transaction, think of that there's certain steps that you need to know, and there's a certain order in which you need to do those things. And so it's not just like, you can imagine that if we're going to bake a cake, that you got to know all the ingredients, and it's helpful if you go to the store with a list of ingredients, buy all the ingredients, and then bring them into your kitchen, right? You're going to bake a cake. But it's not just the ingredients, because the ingredients by themselves, if I just pour them all into a mixing bowl, mix them all up, I don't end up with a cake. There's a particular order in which you mix the ingredients. There's a particular temperature that you're going to bake your cake at. Temperature changes in different parts of the country, right? In other words, if you're in Denver, you're going to cook at a different temperature than you do in Houston. I'm not a cake expert. I'm just saying that, there's details that are going to be unique to your location. But you need the ingredients. In other words, you need the formula, but you need the recipe. In other words, there's an order in which things need to be done. But then I start asking people, hey, you baked a lot of cakes. And I try and find out who in the room's baked the most cakes. Somebody's baked, 100 cakes or more in their lifetime, not at a time. And I start asking some questions. Hey, how many eggs go in your cake mix? And it's normally 2 or 3. How much do those eggs cost? I don't know, a couple bucks. I go, okay, how much does the water cost that goes into the mix? The water, it's free. No, it's not. Okay, what about the electricity that runs the oven? How much does that cost? And they go, what? I don't know. And then you start realizing that most people know how to bake a cake as a hobby. And just because you know the formula and the ingredients doesn't mean that you actually know how to bake a cake as a business. In other words, imagine that you not only need to know how to bake the cake, but you really need to know how does a bakery run. In other words, imagine that we wanted to build a bakery to bake 1,000 cakes a day. And I hear people automatically in their own mind go, but I don't want to do 1,000 houses a day. No, I understand. But until you start thinking about it, do you think a guy that runs a bakery that bakes 1,000 cakes a day, do you think he knows how much the eggs cost? Do you think he knows how much the water costs? Do you think he knows how much the electricity costs to run the ovens? Do you think he knows what his labor costs are and how many minutes and seconds it takes to bake a cake? The average person has baked 100 cakes in their lifetime. They can guesstimate, I can do a cake in about, 40 minutes, start to finish. Okay, great. So multiply 40 minutes times 1,000, and that's how many. No, that wouldn't work, right? It would economically break down. So most people have the mindset, I want to learn the ingredients and the formula, when in reality they need to learn the business of doing wholesaling, or the business of doing flipping, or the business of doing buy and hold. They need to know all the numbers. Well, why do most people not teach that? Well, number one, most of the gurus out there teaching aren't actually doing real estate. So they don't really, and they've never quantified those things. It was amazing to me when we, almost any, hey, Richard, what's up? Almost any person that has ever started a business typically wants to know how big is the potential market. We started asking that when Jason and I first got started. How big is the market for house flipping? Or how big is the market for off-market deals? We asked all the experts. They didn't know. And then we just actually started quantifying it. There's ways to get to the math. And that's what we started doing, just getting to the math. And we figured out that, hey, you know what? Out of every 1,000 houses, about 3% of the marketplace will sell their house in a given year. So you've got about 30 houses out of every 1,000 that will sell in a given year. Now, that doesn't mean to investors. And the investor marketplace is about 5% of that. So 5% of 30 is about 1.5 houses a year out of every 1,000 will sell to an investor. So then you can multiply the number of houses in a marketplace and see no one else knew those numbers. So if you're not able to do the math, I was talking to a gentleman yesterday and he said, hey, I'm not really good at math. And I said, well, my parents were really strict. They made me take math every day when I was growing up in high school. And thank God they did, right? Thank God. And I also quoted Dave Ramsey last night. And he said, Dave Ramsey says something to the effect of, I suggest that everyone learn a second language, preferably math. And here's the thing is you don't have to be great in math, but what you have to be is you have to be good at it. I'm not talking about high school math. I'm talking about my daughter's 13 right now, and she's in 8th grade math, and she's doing a lot of solving for the variables, right? She's doing a lot of algebra. And this isn't even algebraic math. It's not, real estate, if you're doing roofs and carpet measurements, things like that, a little bit of geometry. Length times width, a little bit of geometry, covering the areas and things like that. However, really, most of the math we do is addition and subtraction. It's just you got to understand, like, where does the math come from? You know, most people, many people understand the math of 70% minus repairs is a good flip formula for buying a property, but they don't know why. Why is it 70% minus repairs? Where's that 30%? And truth be told, 70% minus repairs is really a lending formula. In other words, if someone wants to lend based on the self-collateralizing asset of a piece of real estate, then 70% minus repairs is a pretty good place to get started if you're a lender. In other words, would you feel safe lending all in on a house worth $500,000? Would you be safe lending $350,000 if the house was fully repaired, retail ready? Do you think that if the borrower didn't perform, you take that property, you're all in at $350,000, you turn around and sell it for $400,000, $420,000, well below the $500,000 marketplace? Would you feel safe owning it at 70% minus repairs? Yeah, absolutely. Or 70% all in with repairs done? Yeah, absolutely. Is that the number that we as investors should use? No, we actually ought to run the math. We ought to be able to calculate, what are my selling costs? What are my holding costs? What's my profit going to be? What's my construction cost going to be? We ought to be able to back into the number that we can offer. And one of the biggest variables that most people really don't know how to calculate is, what are my holding costs? So we'll talk more about how real estate is about relationships. But you know what? It goes beyond not just real estate, but life is about relationships. We'll talk about some of those relationships, and I'll give you some illustrations on the other side of the break. But I just want to say, hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned through the end of the break. We're going to talk about relationships and how to build them and why it's so important, and the mindset that you have to have about abundance, that there's more than enough for you and everybody else to have all that you want and need. You're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Give us a call if you want to join in the conversation.
Mic's off.
Thank you. I shall be right
back. Are you
back.
looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary pier work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor.
You know, the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Did you know that there are over $24
$1
trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
This is Business 1110.
All right, here we go. Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. So Eric says, "Is my life situation making a lot more sense to the world?" I don't really know. So, and then Fed's going to lower the rates. So Alan asking, Fed's going to lower the rates, and I think he put up a prayer symbol. I don't, first off, I don't really worry about things I have no control over. I mean, don't really give them much thought whatsoever. And I don't think Feds are going to lower the rates because we have a pretty smoking hot economy right now, and normally they raise rates when they want to cool off the economy a little bit because you can get an economy that's too hot, and it creates some massive job issues and things like that, and creates some other problems. And so that's one of the ways that they tweak with the economy. So Andrew says, "Hey Tom, I went to the meeting presentation yesterday with Ryan. He mentioned that two of your members did a transaction with one another. Wholesaler signed a contract to an investor, right? I was wondering how members are connected to share deals with one another. Is it just at the monthly case study meetups, or is there some sort of messaging board group that people can post their deals on?" Actually, it's mostly people that are that have maintained a relationship with us past the weekend. So we have relationships past the weekend because that's where real action takers are. What we've experienced is that the weekend is a jumping off point. And then there's my experience is that people that don't maintain a relationship with us beyond the weekend are typically not action takers. They are going to go try and do it on their own. In fact, a lot of people do that, and they'll get some level of success. They'll be like one of the members that had joined us. He had done 2 to 3 deals a year for 10 years, and so a lot of people would be happy with that. He had done 27 buy and hold transactions in a 10-year period of time. Then when he joined us, over the next 12 months, he did 23 transactions in a year. So it's a little bit like, can people go out there and learn how to swim, by going to a weekend event? Yes, you can go to the YMCA and learn how to swim in a weekend. Now, does that mean that you're going to be Michael Phelps? Absolutely not. It's going to take more discipline. Now, does everybody want to go be a Michael Phelps? No, they don't. So that's really, and then they wonder why we don't trust. Eric, I have no idea what you're talking about. So, okay. So anyhow, so that's so really what it comes down to is, at what level do you want, using competitive swimming as an example, you can go join a club and, swim, or, I know that Jason talks about, his son that, they joined a swim club, but then when their son really, when he got a personal one-on-one coach, took it to another complete level. So they're the top swimmers in the entire swim club right now. Now everybody else, they're just naturally, no, it's not natural talent. It's not, any of that. What I'll tell you is there are a lot of people built like Michael Phelps, but no one has trained like he has, and he wouldn't have trained like he has if he hadn't had a coach. So most people don't have, the self-discipline to drive themselves. I know for me, if I go to the gym and I go by myself, I don't push myself as hard as if I go with someone else that I know pushes himself hard, or someone else that I know that does things at a high level, or I bring a coach. If I do those things, I push myself harder in the gym than if I don't. When I surround myself, when I was playing competitive racquetball, I would do more when I was competing against top-level talent. I would play better when I was playing against top-level. Oftentimes we play to the level of talent that's around us. And so ask yourself, who you're hanging around? Who are the people you spend the most time with? Who are the top 5 people you spend the most time with in your life? And the question is where do you think those people are going to be in 20 years? And when you project, King of the World has 2 felonies, how does that not making any sense? I don't understand what you're saying about real estate. So, anyhow. Yeah, so you're posting stuff on Facebook that I have no idea what it has to do with real estate. So, anyhow. So we're talking about real estate. We're talking about relationships. So last night, I was talking to, in fact, a guy had a table, two tables down from me. And I was relating to what one of our students is doing. And so we'll talk about property management. I've got a great relationship with 2 of the best property management companies in town. And there's several, right? So here's what happens. Imagine that you wanted to, build a relationship with somebody. You might want to give all your business to that person. Now, the mindset for some people is, well, I'll give one property to this one person, give another property to this other person, give another property to this third person. Let's see who does the best. So, that's one way to do it. So you're kind of like A/B testing. But here's the question. If you've got 3 properties from a management standpoint and you give one property each, is that really a large enough sample size? When I first got started in the construction business, I was partnering with a guy that knew a lot about construction. And I've told the story before, and I'll share it again, that there's when I was doing due diligence with a guy to try and improve his business, I rode with him one day. And we went in one day to 3 different Home Depots, 2 different Lowe's, and a McCoy's building center to pick up materials and take them to job sites. And what I ask him is, number 1, what's your time worth? Number 2, why are we going to so many different stores? And he explained, well, this Home Depot has, a special on these windows, and this other Home Depot has these doors in stock, and this other one, like, okay. And I'm like, first off, if you're spreading your purchases, we spent, let's say, $300 to $500 at each store. But 5 different stores. Imagine if you go in and spend $3,000 several times a week at one store versus you spend $300 or $400 or $500 a week. They're not going to get to know you. You're not going to build a relationship there. When you're spreading your business among a lot of different folks, then you're not building a relationship. What I did instead is I brought my business to one Home Depot. There's a Home Depot that's really, really great. And I built a relationship. And for those of y'all that don't know, Home Depot has several different, each general manager runs their own store like it's their own business. And so what I ended up doing is building a relationship with the pro desk manager at this particular store. His name is Rob. Now, how many contractors know the pro desk manager? Maybe a few of you, but it goes beyond that. So I brought all of my business, over $1 million in 1 year, to one store, one Home Depot. Do you think Rob knows my name? Yes, absolutely. To this day, and I haven't owned Fast Track since December of 14. So I haven't owned Fast Track for coming up on 4 years now. But it's also a situation where I've got Rob's cell phone number. Do you have the Pro Desk manager at your Home Depot's cell phone number? It's about relationship. If I'd rather put all of my business with one person and build a relationship. Is Rob going to make mistakes sometimes? Can I A/B test him? Who's a better Pro Desk manager? Is it Rob, or is it the Pro Desk manager at the store? Someplace. I don't know. I don't really want to A/B test like that. What I want to do is I want to build a relationship with someone and build trust over time, right? So if I give that much volume to one person, then they're going to know me and I'm going to know them. I had a situation with my medical doctor last week. I love going to my medical doctor just for routine checkups, things like that. Have a great relationship with him. Don't like his back office at all. Now, some people, oh man, that's terrible. I actually scheduled an appointment to go see my doctor, not because I needed anything done medically. I wasn't sick. I don't need a well person exam, anything like that. I scheduled an appointment because I respect his time. I value my doctor's time. And I also value the relationship. So I scheduled an appointment to sit down with him and basically say, hey, doc, I like you as a doctor. I don't like your back office. And he was able to let down and say, hey, man, I appreciate your honesty. And he goes, is that why you scheduled it? I'm like, yeah, I did. I care about you enough that I want to tell you about what's going on in your business you may not know. Oftentimes business owners, they have things going on in their business they don't know about.
2 minutes.
And so I just basically sat down with him and said, hey, this is what's going on. When I'm in here with you, I like the dialogue. I like how you're able to let me be proactive in managing my health and those kind of things. But your back office, scheduling the appointment and following up, it's just, oh my God, that's just so painful. It takes 4 or 5 days to do something. It should take an hour or two. And he goes, you know what? He said, thanks. He goes, I'm aware of it. We've had some turnover. We've had some growth. He's able to, and I'm like, well, what should I do in that situation? He goes, I'm going to give you my cell phone number. How many of you have your doctor's cell phone number? You have that kind of relationship. Are you looking to build relationships? Or are you just trying to take advantage in the business marketplace? If you're going in with the mindset of a win-lose, in other words, I've got to negotiate every single thing that I can, or are you looking to build relationships long-term? Because I allow that people can make mistakes. I allow people are human. I allow for those kind of things. Because aren't we all? We're all human. We're all doing the best that we can. The major thing that we have to shift in order to be successful in real estate is you have to understand it's about relationships. But it's not just about real estate. It's also about life. It's about all of life. Real estate is just an extension of how you think. What we know is the best investment in America today is a single-family house. I'll talk more about some of the conversations I had last night. You're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. Thanks for staying tuned.
Mic's off.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts. Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodel literally does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825, or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Thanks, Moni. I'm glad you're part of the team.
Do you need a lender that moves fast instead of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair
Yes,
costs.
Billy, we do.
Jet Lending has originated
We do discuss business structure at the weekend event.
valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com.
Oh, great.
Don't forget
Thanks.
about our famous Third Winter Summer Investor Networking Meeting.
Yeah, I don't really understand what that
Lots of great
is
real
all
estate
about.
talk. We'll see you there.
Yeah, Moni, you are going to look back a year from now and be blown away at how different your life is going to be. It's going to be. I'm excited to be a part of that.
Provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal: helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at AndersonAdvisors.com, and don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how
30
much it's
seconds.
worth,
Yes,
and more
yes.
importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
This is Business 1110.
Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. So another gentleman came up to me last night and he said, hey, so you seem to be kind of anti-multifamily. Is there a reason why? And I said, yeah, it's the math. And he goes, well, what do you mean? He goes, I wasn't too good in math. Explain what you mean. I mean, is it like in general that you're against multifamily, or is it just that you're so pro single family that you're anti-multifamily? What is it? And I said, well, here's what it is. First off, you have to understand that many, many people look at multifamily as an extension of single family. That like with multifamily, it's just like, it's 100 houses or it's, a multifamily property, and it's like it's a little bit like the monopoly mindset. 4 greenhouses trade up, one more greenhouse and you get a red hotel, right? So it's just that a hotel is just a bunch of, it's equal to like 5 houses, right? But monopoly won't let you have 5 houses. So it's like 4 greenhouses and then you move into the hotel. So this is like you start out with single family and you work your way up to multifamily, and it's just multifamily is a bigger version of single family. And the answer is that's not right. And what I would submit to you, no one else teaches this, that multifamily is really more like a business than it is a piece of real estate. So let's forget about for a moment that it's a multifamily. This is going to expose some of your mindsets. And this is what I'm talking about, why we focus on mindsets. And when we have our new mission statement, to help create a life of abundance. In fact, it's to help people create a life of abundance by shifting mindsets, implementing proven systems, and facilitating a community of action takers. So in shifting your mindset, let's stop and think about this. Multifamily, it's more like a business than a piece of real estate. So some of y'all don't know what a machine shop is. So for those of y'all that don't, Google machine shops, www.google.com. I love that site. Man, it knows so much. Lots of information there, no wisdom though. We're a society of people drowning in information, seeking wisdom. Wisdom's right here, Right Path Real Estate. So Google machine shops, if you don't know what it is, click on the images tab. You'll get a picture. So where they make tools, parts, all that kind of stuff. Anything cut out of a piece of metal. Start with a block of metal, cut away the parts that you don't want, end up with a tool. Oil and gas companies use them, things like that. So imagine this. Imagine you have a machine shop in Houston, Texas, making $1 million a year in gross profit. Owner's living in the Bahamas. He's not actively involved in the business at all. Business runs itself. Owner makes $1 million a year just enjoying living in Bahamas. He's got CEO, CFO. He's got accounting people, marketing, sales, customer service, billing, accounts payable, accounts receivable. All that kind of stuff is managed, and he nets after all expenses paid $1 million a year. Now he decides, hey, in my 70s, want to retire, sell the business. Makes $1 million a year. Now, some of y'all already mindset. Well, I don't know how to run a machine shop. Yeah, you don't have to. You're just buying out his spot. He's not running it. He's got people running it, right? You may not know how to run a multifamily, yet people are wanting to put their money into multifamily all the time. Not that you know how to run it. You can passively invest in that. So just imagine passively investing in a machine shop. Same thing. Now, here's the similarities. Making $1 million a year. Now, what we know is machine shops don't exist in a cloud, right? They in the clouds. I don't mean like in the cloud. I mean in the clouds, right? It doesn't exist up there. You build a machine shop on a piece of land. But you wouldn't say that that's a real estate play. In fact, it's not built outdoors. It's not in the open air. You put walls and a ceiling and roof and all that. I mean, you put a building around it. So the fact that it has real estate also, nobody would say the machine shop is a real estate play. It's a business. You're buying the business. And it's generating profit, $1 million a year. Now here's the question. Would you buy it? Would you buy that machine shop for $1 million? Now, again, mindset. For when I ask this question in an audience, a lot of people say, well, I don't know. They get in their own head, I don't have $1 million. Well, you can buy a piece of real estate for $1 million, and you don't have to have the $1 million. You can raise because it's self-collateralizing asset. Same thing with the machine shop. It was making $1 million a year. Don't you think you could raise the $1 million? Yeah, but I don't know that I want to own a machine. Well, it's the $1 million. It's not about the business. You get so trapped in the head that you're not even looking. That's a 100% rate of return. You're saying that you wouldn't want to buy a business that produces a 100% rate of return passively? Yeah, of course you would. So then I go, okay, what about $2 million? That's a 50% rate of return. What are you thinking about? What about $4 million? That's a 25% rate of return. I mean, you got to be able to do math like this, right? $4 million, make it $1 million. You recover your money in 4 years. That's a 25% rate of return. So for those of y'all who don't understand cap rate, that would be like a 25 cap. So then I start getting up into $8 million. What about $10 million? Would you pay $10 million? I lose almost everybody in my machine shop example at a 10 cap. A $10 million for $1 million rate of return. That's a 10 cap. It's 10% return on your investment. What I can tell you is 10% rate of return without risk is difficult to find. In fact, if you look at the average price divided by earnings ratio, the PE ratio of the Fortune 500, it exceeds 24. That means you're 24 times earnings, not 10 times. It's 24 times, 24 years to get paid back. A 25 PE is like a 4 cap. So you wouldn't pay $10 million for a machine shop that's producing $1 million a year, but right now it's hard to find Class D properties at higher than an 8 cap, which means you're paying $12 million for $1 million worth of revenue. That's super high. So here's the question. If you understand machine shops, and it's a business, right? And multifamily is a business in the same way, in that it's a business generating cash flow. The business that you're in is housing people. You're providing housing for people. That's the business you're in. The fact that it's a piece of real estate, it's just secondary. You're in the business of housing people, and it's generating profits, hopefully, right? So what are you willing to pay for those profits? And that's your rate of return. So we recognize that market cycles go up and down. So if the market cycle is down, so if you want to buy a business, you want to buy it low or do you want to buy it high? And everybody says, well, I'll buy low, sell high. Okay, fine. Then if you understand that machine shops in Houston are linked very much to oil and gas. When oil and gas is booming, machine shops are booming. So do you want to buy a business when it's booming? Because prices are going to be super high when the business is booming. When oil and gas is down, machine shops wouldn't be doing as well. So the question is, would you want to buy a business when it's not doing as well? Well, that's when you get the best values. We don't make a lot of money paying top dollar for pretty houses. We make top dollar buying really, really bad houses that have foundation issues and plumbing issues and termite issues and air conditioning issues. We buy distressed houses. Yeah, we buy distressed houses. We want to buy the houses nobody else wants to buy. That's how we get the discount. We want to buy businesses no one else wants to buy. Right now, everybody wants to be buying multifamily. It's a terrible time to buy. That's why we're anti-multifamily. Multifamily is really priced based on 3 things. Rental rates. The higher the rental rates, the more revenue it generates, the higher the price. Occupancy rate. The higher the occupancy rate, the more revenue it generates, the higher the price. And then cap rates. When cap rates are low, like a 4% cap rate means someone's willing to invest to make 4% rate of return on their money, versus a 10 cap, somebody wants to get 10% on their money. They're paying more money to get the revenue stream at a 5 cap, let's say, than at a 10 cap. On $1 million worth of revenue, a 5 cap would mean you're willing to pay $20 million to get that 5% rate of return. On a 10 cap, you're only willing to pay $10 million on that $1 million rate of return. So the lower the cap rate, and we're at record low cap rates. So how does somebody buy something on a 4 cap? Well, they have to have a really low cost of money, either 0 or 1%. I don't know about you, but if any of you listeners are out there, you have a 1% cost of money or below, give me a call. We can do some damage. But most of us have a 5, 6, 7, 8% cap rate of return on our cost of money. So if my cost of money is 7%, if I want to make even 3% on this money, I gotta make 10 or 11% at a minimum. So if I got a 7% cost of money, so here's the question: do you think interest rates are going to rise? If they are, then those cap rates have to rise. Because the cap rate is going to be an arbitrage on the interest rates. And I don't want to get real technical, and I just did a little bit. But it's the reason why we understand the math that we're against multifamily right now. Because I think in the next year or two, interest rates are going to rise, and the price of multifamily is going to go down, and a lot of people are going to get hurt. So if you're in multifamily right now, most of the real smart money that I know that's in multifamily right now are already out of multifamily. And the people that are still in it are like, well, it's done pretty good in the last year or two. Yeah, well, that's fine. And that people normally say that right before it crashes. And I'm just recommending that people get out. So this guy, oh my gosh, now I understand why you're against multifamily. I wish I knew the math. Guess what? He's coming to the weekend event. But it's not just understanding the math, it's the mindset that goes into it. It's the mindset that multifamily is not even really real estate. I mean, yes, you buy through a realtor and all that. I mean, so don't take that out of context. I mean, understand, I want to expand your mindset and understand that you're buying a business. Single family is actually real estate. And you can do real estate single-family style passively also. Billy Martinez, yeah, man, they cover everything and obviously have a huge network. I came out from Cali to check them out, and it was worth it.
1 minute.
Okay. I don't know what all that means, so thanks for sharing. Man, I'm getting some weird comments on Facebook today, so that's odd. Anyhow, so you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. I have a passion for changing people's lives. In fact, we worked on the mission statement 2 days ago to help people create a life of abundance by shifting mindsets, implementing proven systems, and facilitating a community of action takers. Because all this knowledge is great, but if you don't do something with it, if you don't take action, I love it when someone comes to our weekend event and within a week, 10 days at the most, they're already pulling the trigger on a piece of property. And they've never done that before, and probably would have never done that if they hadn't have gotten involved, and we create a safe environment to do that. Come on in, the water's fine. Compete at a high level with other people. Hang around with high achievers, and guess what? It's difficult to not become a high achiever. It gets real uncomfortable if you're not. You're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Stay tuned. See you on the other side of the break.
Mike's off.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
2 minutes?
The foundation company and their product for repair is a lot.
3.
3. All right, bear back.
Don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825, or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Taxes. Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at AndersonAdvisors.com, and don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase
got it.
properties quickly.
Hey, Raymond, I didn't understand the comment because I was talking and doing it, so I appreciate that.
To help you with repair costs.
I didn't. What threw me off was the at Billy Martinez. I didn't know what that was. So you were giving us a compliment that you came out a year ago. So
872-7800 or email us at
yeah, Andrew, it's gonna be awesome.
jetlending.com.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA,
In fact, this will be our last weekend event at these offices because we're moving the following weekend to our new offices, and I'm super excited about that.
the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real
Only thing I'm not
estate
excited about is
investing
we're
deals.
moving
Come
into
by our
temporary
office
offices
or join us
first
remotely
in the
as we
building, and
simulcast
then
all
we'll
of
be able
our
to move into our
educational
permanent spot.
classes
But
every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
You found or inherited a great
30
investment
seconds.
property.
Yes.
Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
This is Business 1110.
All right, hot mics.
hey, it's so funny because I actually heard that song playing in my head before it played. I'm like, I bet it's gonna be the simply the best. Anyhow, that's awesome. All right, so you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. 713-785-1817. Hopefully we picked up some new listeners from the event that I was at last night, and hopefully you're enjoying the show. Now, what I want to share with you is that we've got a free event this Thursday at noon, and I know that there's some folks that are going to be there, and it's rightpathrealestate.com is where you would go. Just click on the free Wealth and Income Workshop, because when you start doing the math on what you can do in single family, I talk to so many people that are either wholesaling or they're flipping or they're doing buy and hold, and they really have never done the math on what price range they should be doing. And so they're flipping in a difficult price range, or I talked to a guy last night that he's flipping in the 190 price range, which is a really tough place to flip. I mean, stop and think about this. If you were going to make a 10% margin on a flip, would you rather flip a $200,000 house and make $20,000, a $125,000 house where you make $12,500, or you flip a $400,000 house where you make $40,000? I mean, it's little stuff like that you go, oh, when I think about it like that, it's a duh, right? And people go, well, $400,000, I don't have $400,000 to flip. Yeah, so what? It's a self-collateralizing asset. So what you don't know can and will cost you a ton of money. So what we want to do is get you on the right path to doing things the right way. And there's some people that listen from across the country, and they're in really, really tough markets right now. They're in markets that I would never, not right now, I wouldn't want to invest in. I mean, California, for example, ridiculously overpriced. I mean, the investors there, the margins, really what they're doing is they're not investing, they're speculating. But the great thing about the U.S. is it's so easy to get around. We have an active investor in California that invests regularly, even like 2 to 3 houses a month in Houston. You don't necessarily have to invest in your own market, which is fantastic. And in fact, now with the resources and tools that you have, I mean, we've got a lot of the people on our team, the inspectors and the contractors and the appraisers, and it's like, man, you could remotely do it here if you're in another part of the country. I mean, that's what's fantastic. I mean, we've got the right culture. We want people to win. When I started Fast Track, I started with the culture of, if my investor won and made money on the deal, then I built a relationship with that person that would continue to use me over and over and over again. If I wanted to do 500 houses a year, did I want to do 500 different customers or do 50 customers that did 10 a year? Life is about relationships. What kind of relationship are you building today? Are you going into business seeking to build relationships or only seeking to make money? If it's only about the money, then you won't be successful. If it's about building relationships, then the money will follow. Help enough other people achieve what they want in life. Help them.
30 seconds.
And yours is an automatic. That's our goal. We want to help you reach your goals. And along the way, ours is an automatic.
20 seconds.
If you adopt that attitude, you'll be amazed at what a difference your life becomes. It's not just about the technique, it's about the mindset. It all begins in the mind. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Thanks for tuning in today.
10 seconds.
I'll be in prison tomorrow. I'll explain it more on Friday. I'm doing a business thing tomorrow in a prison, so I'm going to be ministering there. Ryan will be in the studio with Build Your Team Thursday. Stay tuned tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening, guys. Sorry.